to your real estate resource here. Thanks so much for watching. Before we dive in, let me invite you to like the video and hit that subscribe button to get more great real estate advice. Now today, we're going to talk about 6 real estate myths that plague the industry. Let's dive in. Myth number 1, for sale by owner saves money. The average agent home sold for $295,000 last year. The average for sale by owner, $217,000. Now, a lot of you are going to say, well, they didn't have to pay the agent fees and things like that. Okay, well, let's just take an agent fee of 6%, which means 3% goes to the seller, 3% goes to the buyer's agent. So for that, it would be $17,700 out of $295,000. So even then, the seller is still netting $277,300, a net of over almost $60,000 difference. Now, you can argue with it all you want to, but those are the national statistics. You're going to get $60,000 more for your house, on average, depending on the price range of your home, by hiring an agent than you will if you try to sell it by yourself. Very quickly, the other great reasons to go with an agent, you have a much larger buyer pool than if you just stick a for sale by owner sign in your front yard and one at the beginning of your subdivision. The for sale by owner has to be home all the time for all the showings. It means possibly missing work, missing weekend activities. That's your realtor's job. They stick around. They do the open houses for you. They do showings for you. They're available nights and weekends and all day during the day in order to get your home shown, to get you the best possible price for your house. There's your advantage. Second myth has to deal with pricing and offers. I'm going to group this together for buyers and sellers. On the seller side, they want to price high so that they have room to negotiate. All that does is drives buyers away. If the home is priced too high, you're not going to have any buyers. You're not going to have any great offers. Thus, there's nobody to negotiate with. Talk to your real estate agent about pricing it correctly for the market. Then on the buyer side, they think that if they lowball, it'll give them negotiation room. Again, there's no one to negotiate with if your offer is not accepted, or if you just insult the seller so much by your price that they just have zero desire to even deal with you, and they may not even accept any other offers that you put in later. Make sure that you talk to your agent about making a competitive offer, and remember that a seller can refuse any offer at any time for any reason. Myth number 3, highest offer wins. 150% not true. Now, price is probably the number one thing, the number one consideration that a seller will put into whether or not they accept an offer. But there are several other contingencies that can affect the seller one way or another. Does the buyer have to wait to sell their old house, making this offer contingent on them selling their old house? Meaning, if we don't sell our old house, this offer falls apart, and now I got to go search for another buyer. Do they really want that or not? Some people are electing to waive inspections. I never, ever advise my buyers to waive inspections, but some are, making the offer more enticing to the seller. Financing, are they financing the offer, or are they an all-cash buyer? Who is the financing through? A lot of real estate agents will advise their clients one way or the other, just depending on who the financing is through and past experiences with that particular bank or finance company. The closing window. Now, some people are going to want a 45-day or even a 60-day close, whereas most deals close in about 30 days. Cash can go as little as 10 days. So the financing window is also a big factor that a seller weighs in when they're deciding whether or not they want to accept an offer. And finally, just the seller's prerogative. They may just like one buyer better than another if they've managed to meet them for some reason or another. They might say, well, I think that this family would enjoy our house a lot more. Or I think that, this lady over here would get a lot more out of this house than the rest of these other offers. There are a lot of different reasons that an offer gets accepted or rejected. Never ever as a buyer take it personally. Move on. There's more houses out there. Myth number 4. Online sites help with everything. No, they don't. Here's why. Number 1, the valuations that everybody seems to go gaga over when they look up their house on certain sites and they say, oh, my house is worth this much. Well, let me tell you this. They use an algorithm. And an algorithm is only as good as the information that feeds it. A certain Z site found that out recently when they launched an iBuyer program, bought a bunch of houses, and then lost $550 million because the houses wouldn't appraise for what they bought them for when they went to go sell them, or they just couldn't get that much because the market didn't demand it. So things to think about when you're looking at an algorithm as opposed to hiring a real estate agent to give you an actual market analysis of what your home might be worth. You get boots on the ground, you can actually walk through the house, see the neighborhood, see the other homes around it, and do an actual comparative analysis. The other thing is they don't give you any representation, just a lot of paperwork. Whereas your realtor is going to be there to guide you step by step through the process from beginning to end. Myth number 5, renovations mean a higher price. Not so much. It's not always a dollar for dollar return on your investment. Meaning spending $40,000 on a new kitchen renovation doesn't mean that your price is going to go up $40,000. But what it can do is it can help you sell your home faster. So in a normal market, not so much today, but in a normal market, it'll save you money in extra mortgage payments. So, your house isn't sitting on the market for 6, 7, 8 months like it might do in a normal market. So you're not paying 6, 7, 8 extra mortgage payments. So it may actually help you to sell that house a little quicker in a month or two. Now in today's market, well, you really don't have to worry about waiting so long with the buyer pools that they have. Now, if you're watching this and it's not 2022 anymore, that might be a whole different case. Now, if you're not ready for a big renovation before you sell your home, see my video, Adding Value on a Budget. Finally, myth number 6, great homes sell themselves. Well, not necessarily. You need proper marketing. You need listing on the MLS. A for sale sign in your front yard and at the beginning of your subdivision is not marketing. Going on some small site that people rarely ever use is not marketing. You also need some great photos. I've sent listings to clients before and they've actually refused to go look at it because the photos were so bad. Make sure you get professional photos to put up on that MLS listing with your realtor. You need someone with market knowledge who can read the temperature of the market to bring you to a proper sale price by doing an analysis of the market so that you're not priced too high and don't get any buyers, or priced too low and lose out on potential profits. You need to make sure that the home is market ready. Does your home look like an episode of Hoarders, or does it look like an award-winning house on HGTV, or somewhere in between? You need to figure these things out. Your realtor can help you out. Don't think that a great house is just going to sell itself. May not always be the case. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. Please, please, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button to keep getting all of this great real estate advice. I'm Josh Foltz, your real estate resource. Stay blessed, everyone. We'll see you next time.